Hi, welcome along to Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at all of the players linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. And after yesterday's horror show by Wojciech Szczesny against Southampton, there's heavy rumours going around today that Arsenal are looking at a new goalkeeper, which is quite surprising because in the summer they brought in David Ospina. But David Ospina, of course, has been, well, we brought him in as an injured player. He's been injured ever since he's come, has only just returned to fitness, and we're yet to really see what he's been made of. He's only really played one game. But there are rumours today that Arsenal are having a look at a keeper out there from Germany. He's described as the new Manuel Neuer. He goes by the name of Loris Karius, plays for Mainz in Germany. He is very, very well thought of, 6'3", so a big goalkeeper. And he was actually originally at Manchester City's academy. He's not there no more. He's playing for Mainz. And as I said, many consider him in Germany to be the new Manuel Neuer. They say he's that good. He's got physical presence. He's a great shot stopper, just a great all-round game, good concentration, which is something that Szczesny lacks. And Arsenal are considering him. Now, apparently Arsenal were more interested in going in for him in the summer because his current contract with Mainz will run out then and he'll be a free agent. But there's a lot of clubs interested in him. Schalke want him, Borussia Dortmund want him, Valencia previously put in a bid for him, but that was rejected. So Arsenal may move for him before then because they're thinking to themselves, if they don't go in quickly, when one of these other teams might grab him up before the summer comes, and Arsenal think that he could be a top-class goalkeeper. Whether this will happen or not, it's yet to be seen. Arsene Wenger certainly seemed very upset yesterday with Szczesny's performance, which was a performance which really lacked concentration. And it's a big problem with Szczesny. Overall, he's a good goalkeeper. He's a very good goalkeeper, as a matter of fact. But he does have these lapses of concentration. He does have these sort of arrogant sort of little ways in which he just does things at the last minute. Most times they come off, but when they don't, he looks a mug. And yesterday, his performance, you've got to say, it cost Arsenal the game. Up until when Southampton scored, Arsenal looked very comfortable. It was probably one of their better performances away from home up until when they scored. But what was Szczesny doing? And now he's put a lot of pressure on himself. David Ospina, don't forget, is a top keeper. And if he gets back to fitness and Szczesny messes around, he really could find him losing out to Ospina. But there are these rumours today that Loris Karius, 21-year-old, as I said, from Mainz in Germany, is a player that is being linked with a move to Arsenal. It'd be really, really interesting to see if that deal did come off. But that is the strong rumour going around today. We'll have to wait and see if that happens. Another rumour is Fabian Schär. Now, we all saw again yesterday problems at the back, centre-back again, particularly per Mertesacker, having a poor season so far. He's not returned from the World Cup in very good form. He's starting to look a bit like an ageing player. And regardless of that, Arsenal need another centre-back. Basically, even with Mertesacker being off form, he knows that he's going to play every week because there's no competition. And it is a priority position for the January transfer window. And Fabian Schär has been a player that has been linked with a move to Arsenal. Now, Fabian Schär, he plays for Basel in Switzerland. Again, he's very well thought of. And yet again, he's another player that he'll be a free agent in the summer. So will Arsenal move for him now, or will they try and get him on the cheap and wait until it gets down to the summer and then bring him in then? And that's risky because there's other clubs looking at him, and there is a real lack of good centre-backs around at the moment. So for me, if Arsenal are interested in him, they have to move on him quickly. He's a very similar defender to Laurent Koscielny in that he's very quick, very aggressive. he would definitely be a good addition. He's played in the Champions League for Basel, so he knows what that's all about. Of course, he'd be cup-tied if we did sign him now, but he's an experience. Even though he's a young player, he's got experience of playing at the top level. And Fabian Schär is a player that Arsenal are considering at the moment, as well as William Carvalho. Now, we've been talking about this guy for such a long time. Right throughout the summer, he was linked with a move to Arsenal. The big problem with Carvalho seems to be this third-party ownership that he has, where Sporting Lisbon, which is his club that he plays for, don't really own that much of him. He's owned by, you know, percentage by them, a percentage by third parties. Arsenal don't like to deal with third parties. They like to deal directly with the club. And this has always been a sticking point, because there were rumours that Arsenal did try and sign him in the summer, tried to sign him in the summer, but it didn't come off because of all the third-party shenanigans. The rumours are that Arsenal have identified Carvalho as the player they would like to see playing in the middle of the park. They want somebody there dynamic. And we've seen the difference that even Coquelin, since he's come in the past couple of games, I think he's been probably one of our best players, because he has been dynamic. He has been quick. A lot quicker and dynamic, and more dynamic than, say, Flamini and Arteta. And they're looking for an upgrade on that. And Carvalho is the player that seems to fit the bill. There's rumours that Arsenal are going to make a £20 million bid for Carvalho. If they do, that's probably going to be one of those that's going to go right down to the end of the transfer window. And yet again, they need to move quickly on this one if they are going to lock down Carvalho, because again, he is a player that is being looked at by many, many clubs across Europe. But it's been going on for a long time. A lot of Arsenal fans would love to see Arsenal sign him. We're going to have to watch this space to see if that one happens. Let's talk about a couple of players that look like they're definitely on their way out. And of course, Lucas Podolski, he looks like he's definitely on his way out. He didn't play yesterday. We were told it's a groin injury. Listen, that's classic sort of the injuries that managers will say a player's got when they don't really want to play them, because they don't want them to get injured, because they're on the verge of doing a deal. And Arsene Wenger literally admitted yesterday that, you know, Inter Milan have came back in with a more sensible offer. Arsenal had rejected the previous offer, but they've come back with a more sensible offer. They're willing to do a loan deal for Lucas Podolski, with a view to paying £5 million in the summer to take him on a permanent deal. And listen, I think it's probably going to be best for both parties. Lucas Podolski can't get a game at Arsenal. If he can't get a game now, what's going to happen when Mesut Ozil's fit and can play on that left-hand side? When Welbeck's fit, who can play on that left-hand side? When Ramsey comes back in the team, so you know that has less space in the middle, so you can put Cazorla out there. He's just not going to figure. Let's face it. If he hasn't been figuring now with all the injuries that we've had, he's just not going to figure at all. And it's best for both parties. You know, he's 29 years of age. He wants to play. Plus, if Arsenal do move him on, they take £100,000. That's what he's on per week off of the wage bill, and can divert that into paying another player, say a Carvalho or a Shaw, or whoever else they wish to sign in this January transfer window. So it seems to make sense for all sides. He'll be missed because he's a real favourite with the fans. We all know his ability. It's just been the work rate that seems to let him down, although he's never really had a proper chance at Arsenal from day one. It's just as if Arsene Wenger has bought him and has realised that, you know what, this guy doesn't really fit the system, what we want to play here at Arsenal. Another player that looks like he could be on his way out is Yaya Sanogo. Now, Yaya Sanogo, you know, what can I say? You know, he's just not figured again. He's always injured, and he does need game time. This is a player that needs game time. You know, we got to send him out on loan. It's just not really making sense having him here at the moment, because he's just not getting the game time. And there are rumours that he could be on his way to go and play for either Crystal Palace. He could be on his way to go and play for Aston Villa. Arsene Wenger wants him to play for a Premier League team, So it looks like he's going to be on his way out. So that is another player who looks like he's on his way out. That is Yaya Sanogo. A lot of fans, I don't think, will be disappointed in that and would agree with the fact that he definitely does need to go out on loan and ply his trade somewhere before he can come back and try and do something at Arsenal. That's some of the rumours today. Let's see if we can get into some of your comments today to see what you guys are thinking about the whole transfer window at the moment. And once again, I want to say, you know, the amount of comments we get on this is absolutely brilliant. I love the way you lot are out there talking to each other even before the show starts in the comment section. It's really, really, really good. Mohammed Amar Amdan says, no chance we're signing anyone. This discussion is pointless. Listen, I do think that we are going to sign somebody. We have to sign somebody. I said that last year, but you know, we are so short in defensive midfield and also in defence. It shows up every game. There was a statistic yesterday that said only Everton have conceded more goals this season from mistakes at the back than Arsenal. And now that is a really, really damning. Only Everton in the Premier League, who are having a terrible season, by the way, have conceded more at the back than Arsenal from mistakes. That shows you that we've got a serious problem at the back and we've got to get somebody in. Farid Cool 99 says, yeah, we got to get Winston Reid, he says. And of course, we spoke about Winston Reid yesterday. He will be available at the end of the season on a free. Again, a player that Arsenal could go in and get, you know, if they make it a serious bid for him. And that could be one that could happen. There's also Alfie Landry here who said he'd like to see Varane come in from Real Madrid. Listen, I can't see that happening. Number one of the best centre-backs in Europe, young centre-backs in Europe. And there's no way that Real Madrid are going to sell him to us. Luke Edwards says, just get Reid and Schneidlin. If possible, also Cavani if we can afford it. But I doubt that. There's been rumours of Cavani. Listen, whether that's going to happen or not, that seems very unlikely to me. Maybe that could be a deal that could happen in the summer, but I think it's unlikely now. Although we are getting linked to him day after day, so there's got to be a little bit in that, but it seems unlikely. King Angel 27 says Fabian Schär is way better than Mertesacker. As I said, a little bit different to Mertesacker. He's a bit more similar to Koscielny. So will he work next to Koscielny? He's not got the physical presence of Mertesacker, but listen, we definitely need somebody else in there. And we need somebody to give these guys competition because there's just no competition at the moment. AFC 04 says we need a world-class striker, Laporte or Bender, if we want to challenge for the rest of next season. Just going to do a couple more. Let me see here. This is, let me see here. Cameron Demand says, Szczesny is still pretty young. People forget that Ospina is the perfect competition for him. So he thinks that we should stick with Szczesny. And listen, there's going to be lots of rumours flying around, especially after such a poor performance by Szczesny yesterday. But listen, I don't know. I can't see it. Arsene Wenger could lose patience in someone like Szczesny if he doesn't buck his ideas up. But as the gentleman said there, he does have Ospina now in reserve if he can get him fit to put some real proper competition on Wojciech Szczesny. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. Thanks. We'll be back again tomorrow with more transfer rumours. Don't forget to check out all of our videos from yesterday. There were some pretty upset fans on New Year's Day, and they had a right to be. That was a real shocking away performance. After such a good start to the game, we literally threw it away. Our heads dropped, and overall, it was a really, really poor performance. Arsenal have got to improve their away performances in the second half of this season if they are to do anything in the league, even to get into the Champions League places, because the form away from home is just shocking at the moment. But let's hope that things improve for the game on Sunday against Hull. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily.